Welcome back to what I did this week for my music business. Can keep it under 20 minutes, which probably won't happen today. My name is Cato of B.L.A.M.E.SOCIETY. That's Black Liberating Arts Movement and Entertainment Society. Um, we got a lot to talk about, so let's just jump right into it. Number one, we got to talk about the event and go from there. So on the 7th, September 7th, we had a listening session, really an experience um, on behalf of the album that me and Damo have been working on. This has been a project in the making since 2022. I want to say is when it really started coming together. We finally got to the point where we're ready to release this bad boy. I've done so much mixes. I've done so many tweaks. I've done a whole bunch of things. And the last thing we need to do is really just get the joint mastered. You feel me? It's a beast. And I didn't want to do AI mastering. We talked about this before. I don't want to do AI mastering for this. I really wanted to get a human to master this project. And that's where Suburban Pro Studios comes in. So before I send them the whole album, though, I wanted to see what difference would it make. And so I sent them a single. I'm waiting to hear back from Matt with what he does with the single, because I told him to, feel free to mix it and master, because I want to hear what it sounds like with him mixing and mastering it. And then I also want to hear what it sounds like with him just mastering it. So like using my mix and him mastering it to see what that sounds like. Because if I feel like it's good, if it's good for me and Damo, like if we enjoy it, we're going to move forward with the album and just have them master it instead of remixing the whole thing. You feel me? So anyway, so with that, it costs money to get it mastered. We've been over this. And so the whole idea behind the listening session and the listening experience was to create an environment, an atmosphere to get people's feedback, and see if there's any tweaks we can make based off of the feedback, which we got some good feedback, by the way. I appreciate everybody that wrote some helpful things. And so moving forward, we were like, we're going to take that feedback, make tweaks if we need to, and then hopefully raise enough money to get the project master. So when I call you a day one, it means a couple different things. In this regard, the people who got the shirts, they are considered day one investors, right? Like you put money in our pocket to do what we needed to do as a business investors. But a day one is also people who just hold you down from the jump, who've been around and stayed around, the people that check on you, they love on you, they make sure you're okay. Those people are just as important. You know what I mean? I consider them a day one too. So I appreciate all of you guys. With that being said, the feeling of getting everything done was amazing, dude. I had so much self-doubt and just so much worry about everything, how it was going to play out. And it just came together the way it needed to come together. Shout out to Intertwine Wine Bar again. I'm going to say it again because I hope we can do some more events there, man. It's a beautiful space. And those people really care about what they do and how they help people with their events. So thank you again to Tasha. Thank you to Chip. Thank you to Kurt. I want to say shout out to Lefty's for the amazing food. We got so many compliments on that. A lot of people aren't hip, but that cauliflower orange chicken, I'm telling you, it's worth dying for. Like, it's worth killing for. You hear me? It's that good. But we put pictures up. If you follow me on Instagram, I recently put all the pictures up. I'm also going to put a link in the newsletter whenever we drop that. I might even put a link in the description of this video on YouTube to the photo so you can go through them again outside of how I displayed them on Instagram. It was like 72 pictures. I made sure to get a picture with everybody that showed up. We got a couple pictures of, just the environment itself, people in the mix, and so on and so forth. And it was just a really good time, man. At that moment, you might see the pictures and look at me and you might think I look crazy, and just understand, like, I was in a different world, bro. Like, just I got some sleep, but still tired. You feel me? Just tired. And then on top of that, just like the nervousness of sharing something so personal with a group of people. You feel me? Shout out to all of my day ones that came out and showed love, man. Appreciate your hard work. Appreciate your input, your insight, and your time. Let's see here. Let's jump to the merch again. Let's talk about that and the issues I had. So leading up to the event, this is the week where I had did week 13 and still trying to get shirts and things together for the event. And at this point, I had ordered this. This might have been like the week before. I'm gonna show pictures of this, but I had so let me slow down. I've been getting my blanks from Ninja Transfer, right? Once I found out how fast they ship their blanks, I was like, this is incredible and it's very helpful and very useful for a pop-up or for an event that you got going on. Michaels is cool. However, Michaels might not have all of the sizes that you need to get the job done. So Ninja Transfer was like really cool. And they also have other services that they can do as well. So I was really looking into them and I was really grateful for them. So anyway, I had opened up my shirts. Now, mind you, every time I order the shirts, I open them up, I count them, I did all of that. I knew I had the right amount of shirts. However, when I went to go do this particular small, at this point, I needed to do a small and I needed to do, I think, a 3X. And I opened up the bundle and enrolled in the bundle of the smalls. It's like one left. And it said it had an L on it. It was large. I was like, huh. I picked up a large and it was definitely smaller than a large. I pick up a large, or excuse me, I pick up a, I think I compared it to I forgot how I did it, bro. But just look, I picked up the small. It was called a large, but it was smaller than a large and it was bigger than a small. So I was like, what is this? Aaron was like, it might be a medium. I was like, okay, bet. The problem is this person needed a small, not a medium. And a medium was not going to work. And I didn't want to give people, you know what I'm saying? They paid, you feel me, for this custom. And I wanted to be right. You know what I mean? Like I had messed up one other shirt as well and I made sure to correct it. And I'm glad I did because you just got to take your L's, bro. Like if you make a mistake, it's fine. You just got to keep it pushing. But just know if you're going to do something for somebody, you got to do it right. I reach out to them like, yo, I need a refund and I need to reorder some shirts. The response I was getting was like, yeah, no problem. You can just do a return and we'll refund you the money. I was like, nah, that don't sound right. It didn't sound right and it didn't sound fair. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when I ordered my shirts, my blanks, I ordered them in a bulk capacity. Like I ordered enough so I could qualify for free shipping. Like it would be more expensive to buy another shirt and have it shipped to me compared to how much they were going to give me in return. I was like, nah, fam, I'm not doing that. Like y'all got me messed up, especially if it's a mistake that y'all did. Right. And I just said, if you make a mistake, you got to take the L and fix it. And so I reached out to them and I was just like, nah, man, I don't think you understand. Like you guys sent me a medium, but you said it was large, but it was looped in with the smalls. Like how confusing is that? They were like, you know what? No problems. Like what we'll do is just let us know where you're going to order your shirt. We'll refund you for this one and we'll cover the shipping. I was like, bet. That's all I needed, bro. So I went ahead, did what they said, put the order in. We're good, right? The shirt was supposed to come Thursday. I checked my email from a tracking. Apparently UPS had lost it. Like, dude, I can't make this stuff up. I was like, what is going on? Like, how do you lose a package, bro? And I know I say that, and I know that actually happens a lot, but I was just like so irritated because I'm like, fam, like we're so close to the end. I just need to do these last couple shirts, like, fam. So I reach out to Ninja Transfer again, and I was like, hey, they're saying that the package is lost. Can I, what are we gonna do? They was like, basically, just I could see if they had to pick up emoji, it'd be the shrug. It was like, there's nothing we could do till Tuesday. So they was like, wait till the end of the day and see what happens. Then we'll go from there. I got on to Michaels and I started searching the type of shirts I needed. And thankfully, Michaels did have at least one that I needed. And then they had the small that I needed, the style and blend that I needed in the small. They did not have it in the 3X, but I was still able to get another 3X anyway. So I went to Michaels with the fam, actually. So this is actually us going into the letting go portion where the weekend comes. And at this point, like I said, I have 2 shirts left. I got to finish the lyric book and a couple other things, right? Just to prepare for Sunday. And Friday, we went to an event like at the zoo. And it was just really cool because I was just, honestly, I didn't care where we were. I was just happy to be with my family, right? Like I was so grateful because it took my mind off all this other stuff. And I'm just like chilling. And I actually made a post. So for those who've been following me for a minute, you know that I try to do like a recap post on Fridays where with the what I did this week. cover, and then like slides of, what I talked about and things like that. But this particular one, it was literally just like 3 slides, and it was like the main cover, a picture, like a GIF of my family, and a snippet of a song for day ones for my family. Like, that's how hard it was for me, bro. And so just being out with them was so great. And then Saturday, we actually did a family outing after swim class. And we went to Michael's together because I thought I was just going to run in and pick up my order. And they was like, nah, we going in too. I was like, okay, which was fun because I just played with my kids in the store the whole time. Like, we just ran around, like, and it was just so great to just let go, bro. Because I was just like, at this point, we're in the home stretch. I know I'm going to get everything completed. At this point, we just got to make sure that we can show up and deliver on Sunday. So Saturday, that's all I did all day. After we got done doing our thing, we came back home. I was able to knock out the last 2 shirts. I worked on the lyrics. I was able to get it all done. I think I might have stayed up late Saturday, but not too late. And then we were good. And I think I might have had to finish 2 song lyrics on Sunday morning, and then get the worksheets and things printed off and things like that. So it was a lot, bro, but letting go and just being like, it is what it is at this point. Thank God for my wife, man. And she told me, now you learned your lesson. You need to make sure you double check your orders when you get them. Yes, ma'am, I will. I have to now. You know what I mean? Because that was too risky. You know what I mean? Getting a shirt that looks like a small, but it's labeled large and it's actually a medium. That's crazy. I've never seen that before. So, bro, let me tell you about this phone. Okay. I don't even know where to start. Okay. So most people, I don't know what other people do. Okay. But I'm just letting you know what I do. I wanted a business phone for my business. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep my business and me separate. Okay. Just what the LLC is for. What's the point of having an LLC if you keep your personal stuff tied in too close, right? And like the first 3 months were free, which was freaking awesome, right? And then I had to start paying. It's like, I think, is it $9 a month or $9 a year? I think it's $9 a month. I can't recall. I think it's $9 a month. Anyway, I know I paid my bill, right? So let's just start with that. Okay. On Saturday, I open up the business phone and I start sending texts. Okay. The text was, and it was the same text because, strapped on time. I'm just trying to send the message to everybody that signed up and paid to remind them that, the event is in 24 hours. Okay. That's what I was doing. One message to about 20 people or so, reminding them that the event is in 24 hours. Okay. That's all I did. The following day, I think it's weird, bro. It was just so weird because some people actually reacted and said, gave a heart, like they loved the message, whatever. So I know it went through. I know there was one person, I think it was my brother's phone. I don't know if it was his business phone or his personal phone, but the message would not go through. And maybe I should have stopped trying to send the same message to that number in particular. Anyway, so we show up to the venue, right? And we're about to start setting up. The food had already been delivered. I'm talking to the owner. He's like, hey, man, what's going on with your number? I tried to call you. And immediately, I'm not going to say I was offended, but I was like, yeah, bro, I don't know what's going on, man. It should be working because I had tried to send a text to my wife and it wouldn't go through, right? It was weird. This is Sunday. So Saturday, I sent the messages. Sunday, we're having issues. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I paid my bill and he called my number, the business number, right in front of me. And Emma went straight to like it was out of service. And he did it twice. And I was like, that is weird. So I had to give him my actual cell phone number so that we could still communicate. And so it wasn't until I think the following day, so Monday, I had woke up and I was like, I am going to hit them up and see, because I checked everything. I was like, my bill and everything was good. My status should be good. But it was saying that it was inactive. And I was like, why? You know what I mean? I checked my email at 7:20. I got an email that came through saying that my phone was it disabled? It was suspended. My phone was suspended due to spamming. I got flagged for spamming because I sent the same message so many times. I was like, really, guys? Really? I was like, okay. I was like, how do I avoid that? I need to send a mass message to all these people. What is the best way to do that to avoid spamming? And they were like, basically, it was like, you can't avoid it. There's no way to get around it right now. I was like, really? It's but you can change a couple words here and there. I was like, okay, so maybe one thing I can do is put the person's name in it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that'll make it more personal to them. And maybe that way it'll cut down on that. But there's only one way to find out is if I do it. I'm scared though, because I'm like, if I do it and it comes up for spam again, will they suspend my line longer? Because it was only, I think it was suspended for 24 hours or so. So, but that's something I can probably email and find out. So, but that was crazy, bro. Like, you know how embarrassing that is to be in front of another business owner to be like, yeah, let's handle business. And he's like, yo, your phone don't even work. And you be like, but I paid my bill. And it's like, but your phone ain't working. But it's like, I paid my bill. Oh, that was so embarrassing. Thank you again to everybody that came out to make that event possible, because you guys truly invested in us. You invested in our craft. You invested in our future, bro. Like, we can keep moving. You feel me? So I appreciate that. Also, one of the things that I really liked was people telling me what they wanted as far as like a physical media. Like, so this is something I've been thinking about. Me and Damo have actually talked about this. How are we going to deliver music, right? So we, of course, we have streaming, and we have direct to consumer via like Bandcamp and even.biz, which are cool things. But it's even better to do like physical things if possible. So me and Damo have been thinking about some ways we want to do that. But it was really nice to hear people tell me that they want a CD, they want the vinyl, they want the physical thing. Heck yeah, we're going to get it to you. So we got a couple of different options we can choose from when we get there. But first, we got to get this bad boy mastered so we know how much bread we got to afford. But I know that there's many options that you can do for like print on, like I'm gonna say print on demand, but like press on demand. So like they can always just make it and then ship it. And we're even thinking about like buying the first handful and making a more. We're gonna make the first handful special and more valuable for those who want it. So the first people that buy these, they'll get like these special editions. That's what I was trying to say. For those who listen to the album with us, I would highly suggest you go and listen to 32 Weeks, because 32 Weeks was born from the journey and that whole concept, the concept of writing a long verse and like making that a song. That's where 32 Weeks came from. And like, it really made me just go deep. And I so grateful for 32 Weeks, man, because that's what put me on this trajectory, man, to like get in front of a camera, to make this music and share it with people. So upcoming events. So number one, we got Hoodstock, which is taking place on the 19th. I know Track Vandals is a big part of that. My boy Meso will be performing for that. I have been tasked to show up and just kind of like report on what I see. So I don't know how long I'm gonna be out there, but I'm gonna go out there for show, and I will definitely talk about them on the next vlog. So next time I see you guys, I'll be talking about Hoodstock. And that's on Friday the 19th. And then the following day is September 20th, which is a performance. Me and Damo will be performing alongside Richard House for his House Party 2 tour at Marshmallow. Some special guests that are on the ticket as well is, quite frankly, the GOAT. Arch Guru. These are incredible people. They together, plus your mom, Emmy, make Church of Rap. So all three of them people are amazing individuals. Also, we got DJ Eggshells. I never reported on him, but I think I saw him. I think I saw him perform at the GOAT Case back in 23. And if I did not, I did start seeing some of his content online. He's really, he stands out to me because like he'll rap, but he'll also like sign language his lyrics. Because like, how often do you see something like that? You don't. Right? You don't. So it's really cool how he does that. Guy named Mad Keys. Okay, let me talk about this real quick. I'm gonna make it brief because this was a mistake, but I didn't want to like unfollow this guy. So apparently I know I know a guy named Brandon, and he's a producer I knew about for many years. And so I thought I was following him. I started seeing the content from this Mad Keys. I was like, this doesn't look like Brandon, but you know what? People change over time. Maybe that is him. No, it is not him. It is not him at all. But this guy is amazing as well. And so I'm excited to meet him for the first time and shake his hand and rock the stage with him. And so we have a host. Her name is Eloquent Perfection. And Richard reached out. He was like, hey, make sure you guys like reach out and introduce yourselves to her. And so I did. I made that connection today, actually. And she was just like, hey, make sure you send me a bio. I was like, okay. And I asked some clarifying questions and she gave me some answers. So I got to tap in with Damo so we can make that cohesive and then give it back to her. I said, when do you need it? She said, by Wednesday. I said, yes, ma'am, I understand. The thing about Richard is the boy is on point. You hear me? And so like, I never want to disrespect that. You know what I mean? So if Richard is saying, yo, I need your set list by August 31st, you give Richard your set list by August 31st. You hear me? Out of respect. You know what I mean? This man is touring. You feel me? He is on tour. And so with that being said, I actually, he had commented on my video a while back and was like, hey, I would love to do like one of these like face to face for the vlog. And I was like, yeah, dude. And so we were supposed to actually do it yesterday, Saturday night, but it just didn't work out for him. And so we were saying we're going to do it today. And he said he was in the studio till 4 in the morning, which is 6 o'clock in the morning our time. And I was like, brother, it's all good. So what I did was I sent him some video snippets of like some questions, and hopefully he'll respond and give me the answers, and I'll share that with you guys because I want y'all to know who Richard is and why, and I want you to understand why I admire him so much. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody who didn't know me from squat, but I think he recognized the potential in me and what I was doing and what I'm trying to do, and enough to answer my questions about starting a business and being a business owner and just leveling up. And he gave me, dude gave me all game. And I think I said this before, like I'm looking at my desktop because I actually took notes when I had first talked to him to make sure I got it all written down so I can go back to them when I need them. So this interview that he gives us will be nothing short of insightful and enlightful. So with that being said, man, if nobody has told you that they love you today, just know that I do, and I always will. Again, my name is Cato of B.L.A.M.E Society. That's Black Liberating Arts Movement and Entertainment Society. I'll see you guys next week. Yo, I almost forgot. So I don't know if I told y'all about the warehouse footage, but remember I told y'all how I had it and then somehow I accidentally deleted it. And then I was like, I reached out to Damo and he had it and he finally got it to me. He gave it to me a couple of days ago. So be on the lookout for that. I'll probably hopefully have a link in the description to that as well. Cause I know I said I was going to get it to y'all like 2 weeks ago, but I finally got it and I'm going to get it to you. Okay. All right. Take care. Say if I had to introduce Rich, I would say Rich is one of the most phenomenal artists I've ever got a chance to speak with. I haven't even met you yet. However, your artistry is amazing. Your performances that I've seen just recorded are amazing. The way that you build community is amazing. I love everything that you're doing to build your business. And on top of that, you are openly giving game to people that will listen to you, that take the time to lend an ear. You know what I mean? You are openly giving that information out, and I appreciate that because as somebody who is trying to grow their own business and reach, you know, even to the point where you are, it's always helpful to get instruction and get advice and get tips and tricks and things like that. So I appreciate you for that. For those who don't know, Rich is amazing, bro. And so if you could, Rich, why don't you introduce yourself? What is something that you would want for people who don't know who you are? What is like not even one, what is the biggest thing you want people to know about yourself? And also like top 3 things that they should know about you. That's my first question.
As y'all can see, I'm wearing the Young Money shirt. That's just, first things first. In essence, these 10 letters are everything I live by because I grew up being a diehard fan of Wayne. Still am a diehard fan of Wayne. Just saw him not too long ago. So that's the first thing. Everything I do, I want to be like him, and he's the driver for the reason I operate and do the things I do. And so my first answer to the 3 things to know about me is, I ain't shit without support. And that's why I go so hard for this to be real or for this to be, and so the second thing is genuity really matters to me. Genuine people and genuine support really matters, which is why I'm so passionate about this. Like I'm doing everything I can to get more genuineness in this. I think that's disappearing. And then 3, I think I love this. I love music. I'm a music lover first. There ain't nothing else, you know what I'm saying? I see myself doing this music thing for the rest of life, whether I get bigger or get big, because even when people, like when you just said the level I'm at, I'm still getting used to that. Because to me, I haven't hit all the goals that I've wanted to hit. So like the level I'm at to me doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me because I see bigger and I know like I can attain bigger. Because I'm seeing this, like I'm trying to have my own Young Money one day, but I think just the main is genuine. I'm a therapist, in my job. And so that's how I try to live my life in a very therapeutic, authentic way. Um, so I think that's the first thing I would say.
Why don't you talk about your experiences with the tour, especially this round? I know I'm not familiar with how many you've had. This could be no, this is House Party too. So this is the second one. So this is your second tour. So the question is, since this being your second tour, what are some of the biggest headaches that you've experienced? What are the biggest rewards that you've experienced? And weighing those experiences, is it worth it to tour in 2025 at the level you are at? Now, to me, I hope you don't take offense to that question, because to me, I feel like you are a big time to me. And I know a lot of that, not illusion, but a lot of that is just how you carry yourself and how you build your brand and how you present that brand. You know what I'm saying? Just even the visuals that you, which if you don't mind speaking about that too. So let me jump into another question. So the second question is, given the ups and downs of touring, if you could give the headaches and the rewards, weighing those, is it worth it? Is touring worth it? I'm sure you're gonna say yes, but is it worth it? My next question is, when it comes to your visuals, you've tagged me with the people who do your visuals. Like, how does that work for you? Like, how do you select these people that you work with? How do you get these visuals? Like, I don't know if that's a good question. How can I put that so it makes more sense? I don't know, but I think you get what I'm saying.
I think I'm gonna answer a couple of your questions in one answer, but I do want to say I think all of this is relative. And I'm gonna start with the biggest headache. The biggest headache that I've had, because this is my third tour overall, second tour of mine, but third overall. So I had a tour. I don't even know the name of that tour. I was just all over the U.S. And then I had House Party 1. Then I had This is House Party Volume 2. And then Volume 2 actually isn't over yet. There's more dates coming, top of 2026. I just haven't announced it. But the biggest headache so far to me is other artists. When you travel to city, you have to get local artists to open for you and that sort of thing. Like, you have to have openers. And I think a lot of artists don't carry themselves a certain way. And I'm so used to carrying myself a certain way that, like, when you carry yourself a certain way, it makes it hard to work with you. No couth or no business acumen. I think a lot of artists are just out here and don't have, and so having to navigate that, like not properly promoting, they're late for sound check, they show up under the influence clearly, or there's fights. Like, I've had to navigate a lot of things that I feel I shouldn't have had to navigate, you know what I'm saying, from artist to artist. But I would say the biggest headache, but the biggest reward, and I think this is going to relate to a question you asked later, is I've built brotherhood from the first tour that I was on. A lot of those guys whom Arts Guru, DJ Eggshells, quite frankly, the GOAT, they are still very good friends to this day. And that tour was over 2 years ago at this point, because it happened in October 23. So it's almost 2 years. But I just spoke to each of them this week. You know what I'm saying? I speak to each of them at least once a week since then. So just the biggest reward is just having brothers that we can always have personal life conversations, music conversations, any sort of conversation. Like, those guys are like, I take a bullet for any of them. They've been solid. Because sometimes a lot in this, you know what I'm saying? And it goes to another thing is, how do I choose who I want to work with? I'm all about giving people chances and opportunities if you're genuine, right? If you're genuine, I'm all about, okay, you know what I'm saying? And if you're just starting out, whether you be a DJ, videographer, if you come across with that energy and you're hardworking and you're genuine, I want to work with you. And so a lot of the people that I work with are people, like, I always start relationships with someone. Like, I'm always, and I think that's how me and Ryan Ethos built such a solid relationship. He was just starting out and he wanted to be an engineer, and I was one of the first people to come through and give him a shot at that. And so a lot of the people I work with, I have a lot of, like, personal conversation with them first, because I work off relationship. Because once again, that genuineness that I talked about in my prior answer is really important. Like, I can't work with you if I feel like I can't fuck with you. That's just You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened that the people I work with, we mesh and gel so well in our work. And I also like to repeat because I like to have people who I show up and they just know me. They know what things to add. They know what things to do. They know how I work, how I operate. And so I just like that working relationship because it just makes everything flow easier. And is the touring worth it? To me, yeah, it's worth it because it's getting me opportunities that I know I wouldn't have otherwise in a community I wouldn't have or met people I wouldn't have known or seen or have otherwise if I wasn't touring. There's a lot of cool artists I've met all over the country. So like, yes, artists have been the biggest headache, but yes, artists who do it right. Like I got an artist coming through for the show in St. Louis. His name is Mad Keys. He's from Memphis. Bro, been business solid, all that since we met over a year and a half ago. So just having a national community or national exposure, I would say it's worth it. And you know, I've always said my mantra is 1 or 100. It's worth it whether 1 or 100 people show up. You know what I'm saying? You have to treat every night like 1,000 people show up. That's my mantra. Like every night is 1,000. I've had some nights where there literally was one person, and I've had some nights where there's been 100. You know what I'm saying? I do it anyway. But all that it comes from here. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's just been the biggest reward of all this. Like, and another big reward is the self sufficiency of all of this. Me doing this and proving to myself and venues and all that, it's just proving that I can be self sufficient. I don't have to rely on anyone or anything, and that is a really important component of this because that way no one can come in to Richard House and tell me where to move or how to move or try to rearrange the furniture. I say where this goes. I say where that goes. That is the biggest reward. But the utmost is just having that community of brethren, that intimacy between all of us that hasn't been erased. That's still there, which is why they're on the show this go around. They're not on the tour this time because of logistics and stuff. But yeah, I would say that's the biggest reward for me.
Why should people come and see you on Saturday, right? I already gave my answer. I think you are a phenomenal performer and you will put on an amazing show. So they'll definitely love it. But why should people take time to come see us this Saturday at Marshmallow? And if you could, maybe elaborate what makes you stand out as a performer so that they can get a better understanding, if that makes sense. And let me think of one more. Fun fact. Give us a fun fact about Richard, whether that's something about your life, something about your artistry, something about your music, anything. Just give us a fun fact.
As far as the show at Marshmallow, Saturday, September 20th, doors at 7, show at 8. I think people need to come see the show simply because it's not just for me. And I say that because when I started doing this, I wasn't well known. I'm still not, right? The biggest well known or locally or whatever. I wasn't I don't have a large group. I've always been an introvert. I moved a lot and things like that. So I didn't until college have a lot of childhood friends or can't come up with nobody or be a part of a collective or anything. And when you support people like me and because I have connections with, you know what I'm saying, bigger people on the scene that I feel like I could have put on and it would have drew a crowd and things like that. But just even the way I selected, because the original house party lineup is all there. And the way I selected and you can ask each and every one of them, I pick and chose every one of them at the time because I felt they deserved it because of their talent and how hard I saw them working. I didn't really care about who they could draw, and I still don't, who they could attract. Because if they can only sell one ticket, that's cool. I'm giving them a platform with my people to perform their art so they can get more because each and every one of them guys deserve it. And that's including you. I ran into you through, quite frankly, on the digitally. And I was listening. And then I also found out you're a mental health practitioner and professional as well. So that attracted me more. And just the message behind your music, I started listening and taking a deep dive. And I saw how dedicated you are to this and how you show support and just how consistent you are. And it just reminded me of when I met them. And I hadn't met, in my opinion, another artist like that who just you didn't even know me from Can of Paint. You know what I'm saying? You just showed up. Ever since then, you showed up. And I wanted to kind of add you to that. And I want to you to be a part of that moving forward. Because honestly, the house party ain't just a tour, it's a family. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be doing house parties. Me and all four of them guys. We're going to be doing house parties until we can't party no more. Whether that be in St. Louis, because we done did it all over the U.S. We done did L.A., we done did just Atlanta, we done did everywhere. It's going to be house parties to the end of time. But if you, for me, the reason you should come see the show is if you really truly care about the scene, you know how much I care about the scene, you're paying it forward. Because like I always am gonna put other people on who have talent. I'm gonna leave all that other stuff at the door, and I'm just gonna go based off talent. So if you really care about it, then that's why you should come. I'm a person who truly cares about the progression of everybody in this. And if you support me, you support that. Hands down. And as far as what makes me a new unique performer, energy. I always hear that. And I'm just telling you what other people say. I'm not, because I never really watched my performances back. Like I got gigabytes of data from tours and shows that I've never watched. Because I never watched my performances back, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm very, 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 very critical, and I'll point something out, you know what I'm saying? But I always rehearse. I rehearse so much. Like I got this right here, right now. Like which brings me to the fun fact later. But always rehearsing. So I think what makes me unique is just my energy. Is what people say. Like you feel like you're a part of the story, because I pull you in. Like I'm not just a rapper up there just swaying. Like I participate with the crowd. I tell stories about the music, about the songs, the movements, the eye contact. Like I pull you in. Like you're up there with me, right? Like it's an experience. I believe seeing me perform is an experience. And when I start incorporating this into it, yes, it's gonna be even more of an experience. Shouts out Keegan and the guitar lessons too. And I think the fun fact about me was that, like, I play guitar. I am going to actually start incorporating that more into my performance when things settle down. I'm not going to do as many dates as I did this first leg and the second or third leg, because I'm actually scheduled to tour until next summer, but I'm not going to do as many just so I can like incorporate that, because rehearsal, when you add a guitar, is like way different. But I play the guitar. I'm learning to play it better, and that's it. I love mental health. Love mental health. I'm all about it. And I'm straight edge. I don't do drugs. No drug. I don't drink. I don't do none of that. I haven't touched a drug since I was 16, 17 years old. So I don't drink or smoke at all whatsoever. So when you see me and you see me perform, that's just me. That's how I show up. But that's that, you know what I'm saying? I think you should come just to promote the scene and give a bunch of guys who deserve a chance to gain new fans, to just have a platform. And I appreciate you for even like, you know, coming into the fold and being so down to do it. Cause I admire you, man. Like I appreciate that.
So last one for this time. What is your favorite song off of your latest EP that you dropped, which was Arrival, I believe it's called? I told you mine is Tour. I love the metaphor. I had told Richard that I did not think he was going to carry this particular metaphor throughout, but he definitely did, and he committed to it, and I think that's why I like it so much, man. I don't know if I would have did it, and I don't think I would have made a better song, right? And so I commend you on that. That is my favorite. What is your favorite song off of that latest release, Arrival? And I think that's it. If you want to throw anything else in that people should know about you, or maybe just, I guess anything in particular that I didn't ask, if you want to share that'd be cool.
My favorite song off of my new thing is actually Tour as well, because Tour allows me to, because another interesting fact, I didn't put in I sing a lot. Like, I have vinyls all over my studio area, but like I love singers. I love pop music. Lady Gaga is my second favorite artist of all time. Amy Winehouse third. So I love singing, and I've been told I sing really well. Shouts out to people who came to the Tacoma show. And I don't get to often do singing songs, right? Because, you know, when you get beats from a lot of producers, they're usually very like bass hit, like very rap sounding. And so like actually, and an interesting fact about that song is River, who's the DJ for the first house party, produced that beat. He sent me that beat while we were on the road, and I wrote it when we were in Atlanta, because we had, yeah, we Atlanta was crazy as far as like scheduling and organizing. We got locked out of the hotel. It was crazy. So I had some free time because we were locked out of the hotel, and so I wrote it in like an hour because I was also trying to call my spouse and update him about like what was going on. He wasn't answering, so I was missing him, and I was lots of emotion. So I wrote that song as a like a homage to like how I was feeling about him at the time and just missing him. And then I just like it because like I get to sing. I get to sing, and then another reason you want to come out to the show, I do a twist on tour live. There's a live version of tour that's not out. It is coming out, but it's not out. So if you come to the show, you get to see the live version early. I love that. That is a hard song to perform live. I've only done it twice now because I've only did 2 days, Portland and Tacoma. But it is a very hard song live, but it is a very good song live. It is perfect song. It is a cherry on top. I love the hell out that song. I love that song. That is probably top 2 favorite songs I've ever recorded or ever done. I got another one that probably won't ever come out. That's like Tour, but more like raunchy. But Tour it's subtle, it's pop. It has some soul, like it just has all the elements that I feel like Tour represents like me, the different parts of me as an artist, and what make me Richard, or what makes Richard special. So it was just a beautiful way to and it talked about it's an innuendo for like I love touring, and I love my relationship, and I love when those two things get to converge because my husband does go to a lot of my shows, and so I love when I can have those two things in the same context or in the same moment. As far as everything else, Arrival actually, a deluxe is coming out soon, so be on the lookout for that. I got lots of content coming, got some music videos coming after this tour wrap up. If you haven't bought merch, and I just announced this today, every merch sale in person or online, $5 goes towards a family's GoFundMe that are located on the G Strip. In Palestine, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna contribute. That's my way of doing it. So if you haven't bought merch, please buy merch. If you don't know where it's at, the link is in my bio. Or if you want to come to the show, buy some merch. I got tons of merch. I just reordered because I sold out on the first 2 days. I just got so Memphis, St. Louis, sell me out. Also, if you can't make it to other cities and you just want to buy tickets just to support, all this money goes back into me paying it forward. And then also, nobody knows this yet, and I'm telling y'all because the holiday season is right around the corner. I do have a couple artist giveaways I'm doing. I'm giving away a free video and a free month of marketing with the people I use. I'm doing that for free. And a free studio session. So I'm gonna do the Richard Holiday giveaway. It's coming up. There's gonna be like criteria that you have to do to enter. It's gonna be all covered by me. Studio's only gonna be 2 hours. Video's gonna be 8 hours. The standard. But I'm doing that pretty soon once I wrap everything up. But yeah, I hope to see some of y'all. I leave tomorrow. My flight to actually fly home because I'm gonna try to enjoy St. Louis for a little bit before I perform. I always like to do that because I don't live there anymore, so I try to enjoy it. But I'm excited. I'm always excited to come home and perform, see my friends, family, new people, St. Louis always, sells a considerable amount of tickets. I look forward to seeing my bros. I look forward to sharing the stage with you, Cato. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to that and just seeing how you perform because I've never seen you perform live. When we crossed paths, I was already moved, so I never, I'm looking forward to your new project as well. I know we DM'd about that a couple days ago. But that's just kind of, where I'm at. I'm excited. My voice is kind of hoarse, so I am going to be resting it a lot in the next couple of days to, hit it really hard.
I appreciate the time. Hopefully you're taking care of yourself. I hope you're well. I can't wait to share a stage with you. It's all love. And I see you Saturday, fam.
That's it, man. Peace, love. Wait. House, you know what it is. We out.